Adina, what can we say about the relationship between free will, as understood by a neuroscientist and a philosopher, and the developmental thinking about moral judgment, moral responsibility?
Most people think that without free will, you can't be responsible. And so you might consider moral responsibility to have at least one component that's free will. But free will can't be the entire story. There are other aspects of a person, other capacities that you might want them to have in order to consider them fully morally responsible.
Such as?
Such as a certain level of intelligence, a knowledge of the norms in the governing society. So there are more aspects to responsibility than just freedom.
But you need the freedom. Freedom is necessary, if not sufficient?
Well, a lot of people say that. A lot of people think that. I actually have a slightly different, at least conjecture.
Yes.
I'm not sure that I am convinced. But I actually think that our primary concept is actually responsibility. And we infer freedom from our attributions of responsibility.
So you're saying that if you have responsibility, full-blown, you can be responsible for actions,
yeah,
even though your freedom in a case may be limited.
I think that depends, but let's just say that you need free will for responsibility, but it's only one of the things, right? And there are other things.
Okay.
And now we're going to be able, I think, to some degree, to tell whether people have the kinds of capacities that we think we need in order for them to be responsible.
Okay, now as a neuroscientist, what's happening today is we see a whole lot of neuroscientific advances, particularly in brain imaging,
yeah,
that seem to impact this question of free will and morality. How significant is that?
I don't think that what we've seen tells us much about whether someone is free in the philosophical sense, but we can tell whether they have the kinds of capacities, at least more or less, the kinds of capacities that we think people need for free will or responsibility, like the ability to control their impulses. So we're getting to the point where we can at least get a little bit of a handle at this point on whether people's brains are damaged in ways that impair those abilities.